Hello, my love. Welcome to Align. I am your host, your somatic wellness guide, and your spiritual companion, Paul Galloro. So please join me in settling into whatever it is that you're doing. If it's available to you, you can close your eyes. If you're driving, though, please keep your eyes on the road. But just take a few breaths wherever you are and notice your body. Maybe let out a sigh or a sound and settle in. Just notice your surroundings. So take in the sights, get a sense of the sensations, maybe the way your body is connected to the earth, whether you're standing or you're seated in a chair or lying in your bed. Maybe you're at the gym working out. Notice the way your clothes are wrapped around your body. If there's something that you can smell, take it in. Listen to the sound of my voice and listen to the sounds around you. And if there's something that you taste, really taste it. And then take another deep inhale with me. And exhale another sigh or sound. Soften your tongue. Relax your shoulders. Loosen your abdomen. And just feel your breath flow in and out like an ocean wave. And you are here. You have arrived. So, my loves, this week, the week begins with a big, huge, powerful full moon in Scorpio. It peaks at 12:55 Eastern on Monday, 12:55 p.m. So the day that this goes out, we're in this time of emotional intensity and also of transformation and release. Now, traditionally, full moons in astrology and in tradition and in ritual, full moons are a time of completion. It's a time of gratitude and letting go of the things that no longer serve us. You're always going to hear someone even myself included, I've said it many times, but you're going to hear, oh, it's full moon, release the things that no longer serve you. And just for today and for this particular full moon, I just want to reframe this idea of letting go. Because what if instead of letting go this time around, we let in? What if all that we're trying to release is really just wanting to be loved? So that's what I'd like to reframe this full moon energy with. It is a full moon in Scorpio, as I said. So the sun is in Taurus, the moon is in Scorpio, and we are in the life and death axis. Taurus reminds us that life is here. Form, life, all of it is present. We started with this spring season, Aries. Things start popping out of the ground. Now in Taurus season, things are like rooting down. They're anchoring in. We're starting to see the buds blossom. Life is in full force. And with the moon in the opposite sign of the sun, we're reminded that in order for there to be life, something must die. But if we also look at it from the idea of light, where we are getting so much more light, there is darkness. And in the darkness, there is shadow. And when we look at shadow, the shadow of our own shadow, our shadow represents where we are invited to bring in more love, where we're invited to love ourselves. I just want to kind of sidebar before we get deeper into the energy of this full moon. And I'd like to talk about Eros. Eros is a primal life force. It's the magnetic energy of desire, of connection, and of creation. And in Greek mythology, Eros is the god of love, but usually associated, or I should say misunderstood, as romance, or sexuality. But at its essence, Eros is the sacred pull toward union within ourselves, with another, with life, with all the parts of us that ache to be seen. So Eros is not just about pleasure, it's about intimacy. It's what draws us toward what we long to feel and to know and to remember. It doesn't pull us away from our shadow. In fact, it draws us into it, not to shame it, but to integrate it. Because Eros says nothing in you is too much. Nothing needs to be hidden. Nothing is unlovable. And so where we might want to like purify ourselves or to get rid of things or perfect ourselves in some way, Eros asks us to welcome all that stuff. Welcome in the rage, welcome in the grief, welcome in the jealousy, welcome in the hunger to be seen and to be held, and to meet it with curiosity, to let it have a seat at the table, because it's not here to destroy you, but it's here to remind you where you can bring in more love. It's here to bring you home to yourself. And so I wanted to mention that because this is very important as we talk about the energy of this full moon. Because again, the full moon, we're going to reframe this time around. It's not about letting go what doesn't serve us, because oftentimes we can even look at that stuff that we think doesn't serve us, but really we only say it doesn't serve us because it makes us uncomfortable or because it makes us feel ashamed of a part of ourselves, or it makes us feel less worthy of love. And rather than trying to like let that go, we want to actually let it in. I was talking to my friend Catherine about this, and I was talking about how, Catherine, this full moon is really inviting us to not so much let go, but to welcome. And she said, yeah, it could also be this idea of releasing. So looking at letting go and release, she said it could be releasing that part of ourselves, that shadow part that we've put into a prison, releasing it from the prison. And that just like blew my mind. Now, when we look at the moon from an astrological perspective, the moon is our emotional body. It's our inner world. It's the subconscious. It's the instinctual. It's the part of us that ebbs and flows. And if you even think about the cycle of the moon, every 28 days, the moon goes around the earth. And at the new moon, the sun and the moon line up. And we don't see the moon. Our unconscious mind is hidden in the brightness of the sun representing our conscious awareness. But slowly, little by little, the moon starts to creep out of the brightness of the sun. And little by little, she increases in her lunation. Now, the thing to keep in mind here is that the moon doesn't have a light of its own. The moon is reflecting the light of the sun, so that when the moon is on the opposite side of the earth, directly across from the sun, that's where we get the full moon. All that was once hidden is now revealed. So when we look at the alignment right now with the sun in Taurus, remember Taurus is life, and the moon in Scorpio, Scorpio being death, or we can look at it as transformation. We are reminded here of our shadow. Our shadow is creeping through, and our shadow is ready to be transformed from what we once shunned, what we once resisted, what we once tried to push away. We now welcome it in. So the energy of Taurus is grounded, it's sensual, it's very steady. And Scorpio is this deep emotional transformation, where Taurus is about the pleasure of the present moment, feeling our bare feet on the ground, the soft blankets, the fullness that we feel after a delicious meal. Scorpio is the mystery. It's what hides under the surface. And the thing about Scorpio is the Scorpio energy loves to pull out what's underneath and bring it to the surface. It also likes to compost, take all the stuff that that needed to die, that was ready to be released, and transform it. So if we think of it in terms of compost, we take let's say the leaves that have fallen from the trees then fall into the soil, and then the soil begins to break all the organisms and the worms and all that stuff that breaks things down, break it down, and that breakdown becomes fuel for the soil, and then the soil becomes fuel for the roots that then feed the plants and the trees and all the things that we plant into there. So Scorpio is that compost. It's also that truth that we can't deny anymore. That even though it's hidden underneath, and we try to hide it so badly, it's now coming to the light. So with this full moon, there might be a lot of things being stirred up right now, especially because our shadow. So when the moon, if the moon is already our unconscious, and the energy of Scorpio is that which is hidden, all that we've tried to resist is now coming to light. So we don't resist it. We welcome it in. We notice it. We breathe into it. We become intimate with it so that we can learn all the ways that we are not loving ourselves right now, so that we can bring more love to ourselves. Now, without getting into detail about what's going on with the other planetary alignments, we're just going to break it down, make it very easy. What's going on with the mind? Well, right now, old patterns might be playing. And those old patterns are coming up because that's, again, the stuff that we tried to stuff away, the stuff that we're hiding underneath everything. So if you're noticing any old thought patterns, any of those loops that are lingering around, this is the perfect opportunity to write them down. So as you write them down, you're looking at those things. You're looking them like dead in the face, dead, no pun with Scorpio, but you're looking at them right in the face so that you can see those truths right there. You can see those thoughts and look at where you can bring more love into them. Because all of these thoughts are just an opportunity to choose a new story. What was once I'm not worthy can now be I am worthy. And maybe that's a big of a jump, right? Maybe going from I'm not worthy from I'm not worthy to I am worthy, too much. But starting off with I'm not worthy to I'm learning about my worth. I'm willing to see my worth. So take those baby steps with your languaging, with your thoughts to eventually get to that place where you do say I am worthy. This isn't spiritual bypassing. Remember, we talked about this. This isn't spiritual bypassing. This is looking at where we are and taking those steps to get to where we want to go. Now, with that, from the mind, we then go to the heart. And so, because it's a full moon, emotions may be heightened. And we don't shy away from that here, right? We look at those emotions because emotion is simply energy in motion. If you've been to my class or if you've listened to this podcast before, you've heard me say it. Emotion is simply energy in motion. And so, where it might be feeling heightened right now, we want to do something. We want to get into our body, and we'll talk about body in a second, but we want to get into our body to move that energy around. Breath work is a great way to do that. So we might start to feel these emotions coming up if we haven't felt them already. And these are just our desires that we've stuffed down, right? So those desires are going to start to resurface. And this is just simply an opportunity again for us to bring it in. So we're not going to try to fix it. We're not going to try to resist it. Instead, my invitation to you is to feel it, to feel the clenching of your chest or the turning of your stomach when you feel this emotion. Feel it and let your body really experience it, because what you're feeling and what you're experiencing, we want it to rise up. We want to Taurus is all about the sensation of the body. So we want to feel it because, again, that feeling will have information for us. And then again, feeling it within the body, movement is going to be so important for us right now. So do whatever you got to do. Dance, breathe, stretch, shake, touch yourself, have someone else touch you, touch someone else, but let your body be your guide here. Let your body move so that energy can move through you, because the last thing we want to do right now is let that energy be stagnant within us. So although you might feel raw and tender this week, really be supportive for yourself as you are moving through these things, because there's space for all the things that we're feeling. And yes, you might be a gal on the go this week and you might have a million things to do. do them, but also carve out the space. Get up a little bit earlier so you can just sit with yourself for a few breaths, even if it's 5 minutes. Say that this is the time for me to feel and experience. No phone, no nothing, just to be with it and see how that happens. And so, as I invite you to sit with these feelings today, I really welcome you to consider a few things. What am I afraid others will see if I show them all of me? What desire or feelings have I silenced? And what part of me is asking not to be fixed, but to be loved? So let this full moon be a reunion. Not about releasing the mess, not about letting it go, but embracing the sacred mess. Not about pushing parts of you away, but pulling them in closer into your arms, embracing them, feeling them in your body. And speaking of feeling them in your body, let's bring this whole experience into our body right now. So, and if it's not right now, if you are busy doing something, put this podcast on hold, press pause, come back to it when you have a moment, or listen to it now so that you can take this into your practice a little bit later. But I want you to find a place, a quiet place where you can sit simply, feeling your feet connected to the earth, feeling your back up against the backrest, and then place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly button, and just take a few slow, deep breaths. If you're able to, do this with me now. And as you exhale, don't be shy to make sound. And let the sound be for the entire duration of your exhale. Let's try that again. Breathe in. And as you breathe and let your breath flow naturally, repeat these words to yourself. I love all parts of me that are seeking love. I love all the parts of me that are seeking love. Say it again. I love all the parts of me that are seeking love. And just say it to yourself again and again. And as you're saying it to yourself, let the emotion rise. Let the sensation move. Let your body be exactly as it is and feel the emotion, the sensation. Resist the urge to change it. Resist the urge to shift it or move it or force it out. Let it be. And as you're feeling into your body, if you get this desire to move or stretch or cry or laugh or dance, just notice whatever arises. There may be a part of you that wants to run off and do something to keep yourself busy. Try not to. Just stay with it. And if you are going to move or dance or laugh, do that from this place of feeling. So that is it for our time today. So my offering to you, if you want to lean into this a little bit more, I invite you to join us, to join me and the Sunrise Social every weekday morning for Arise. It's our daily movement, our daily morning movement and mindfulness experience, where every day it's 30 minutes that we get together and we breathe, we journal, we move. Sometimes we're always reflecting on things, but I might read a story, or there might be a video that we watch, or there might be a conversation, or there might be a piece of music or a specific meditation. Every day is a different focus, but it's all about getting ourselves, mind, body, and spirit prepared for the day ahead so that you can start your day with a full cup and then be available to whatever shows up for your day. I also invite you to head over to my website, experience.paulgalloro.com, and download my free ebook, Creating a Mindful Wellness Practice. And while you're at it, you can sign up for my newsletter as well, because my ebook will help you to create that mindful wellness practice so that you can continue carving out time for yourself. So if a guided experience isn't for you, you want something more that is by you for you, check that out, because that'll give you some great tips. You can also sign up for my newsletter. So just check out the links in the show's notes where everything is. And so, my loves, we are going to settle in now to seal this podcast. So just land where you are for a second. If it's available to you, bring your hands together with a little bit of space between your hands for love. And let's bow our head to our heart. Take a deep breath in. We step out into our day with love guiding our way. The thoughts we think, the words we speak, and the things we do bring more love to this planet. And our eyes and hearts are open to see and receive the love that already surrounds us and the love that is already within us. For this blessing and all blessings, we give thanks. And together we say, and so it is. I love you all very much. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.